My name is Hutch and I make gaming videos, and today I'm going to try a little something different. I have some examples of some really aggressive gameplay, some smart gameplay, and the point of this video today is to teach you how to be aggressive and how to be a pain in the other team's ass. If you have a guy running around basically causing a bunch of mayhem, it's going to throw the other team off and it's going to make you feel like a badass in the process. Alright, I'm going to show you some different guns, some different tactics, some different maps, and hopefully I'll be able to convert you from your campish ways, because that's boring, man. It's just boring as shit. Alright, let's talk about spawn trapping and domination. So this is an example of domination on sub base. I'm using a silenced mini Uzi and my second perk is cold blooded. So the mini Uzi already has pretty limited range, but when you slap on a silencer, you're decreasing your range even more. So you want to be close to the action, and spawn trapping on sub base is the perfect place to do that, because if you capture A and B, their spawn points on C are really going to be predictable. Now, contrary to what you guys might think, it's not poor etiquette to spawn trap people. That is the best way to play domination. If you're in the middle of a spawn trap, there are ways to make organized pushes to get out of it. But if you're on the giving end of a spawn trapping, then it makes you feel like you're engaging in some serious badassery. So the most effective way to spawn trap someone, especially if you have cold-blooded and a silencer, is to get a kill or two and switch up your position, anticipate them rushing you because you've pissed them off, and just wait for them to come to you, right? It's not necessarily camping because you're moving around, you're shuffling your position. So as you can see right now, I've dropped a Harrier Strike right on top of their spawn, got myself a nice little pay blow. They got C back and they're still gonna be spawning there. So this is going exactly how I want it to go, and this is basically the best way that you want to play an objective game using a perk like Cold Blooded and a silenced mini Uzi. Get up right in their business and cause as much shit as you possibly can, and then once it gets too hairy, just get the hell out of there. Here's an example on Derail. I was playing Team Deathmatch, and it's kind of a classic oh shit moment. I didn't anticipate them spawning all around me, but they did. So one thing I want to talk about is keeping your cool as you're being rushed right in the middle of their spawn. You see me pull out my secondary weapon and just go to town. Like, basically if you assume that you're fucked, then you're fucked. But if you keep your cool and if you stay focused, then you can pull off some nice streaks like this one here, right? Okay, so now I want to talk about staying focused while you're in the middle of a kill streak. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I made early on when I was sniping, and this is particularly in regards to sniping in this game, I think one of the biggest mistakes that I made early on was I would get on like a 2-kill streak. You know, this is back in the day. I hit like 2 really quick shots and I think to myself, holy shit. And that was enough of a distraction for me to completely forget about what was going on right in front of me. If you miss out on opportunities to string kills over and over and over and over again, you're really limiting yourself. So don't sell yourself short. Like, if you see 4 people way ahead in the distance and you got yourself a sniper rifle, proceed under the assumption that you can take all of them out. If you start thinking to yourself like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, oh my god, I'm gonna die, oh my god, I'm gonna die, then you're probably gonna die. But if you look at a bunch of guys off in the distance and you start salivating and think to yourself, I'm gonna fucking kill every single one of these guys, chances are you might be able to pull it off with enough practice, right? I think most of us, including me, got our start like pushing what you can do with a sniper rifle by watching somebody else do it. Like, I can remember watching YouTube videos and then just trying to emulate them. And now I find myself really comfortable with a sniper rifle, and I actually enjoy engaging multiple enemies at the same time. So I see a lot of videos on YouTube of people posting impressive KDs and objective game types like domination, but I don't see a lot of these people capturing flags and fighting to protect them, because when you do that, when you play an active role in domination, you're risking your KD. It's a lot easier to go into something like a team deathmatch or a free-for-all and camp and sound horror and, you know, do really good and stuff like that. But capturing a point, making like a methodical push, understanding where the other team is spawning and what you're going to have to do in that situation to capture and protect a flag, that's what's going to help you improve in this game. So here you see me taking a really active role. I see that we need to capture the C flag. Otherwise, it's not going to be pretty for us, right? Score on the bottom, we're losing by a little bit, but if we can hold on to 2 points, we'll probably be fine. So I capture the point. I know that they're spawning on the other side of that wall. I get a predator missile here, and I can still hear their footsteps, or I can still look on the map and see where my teammates are, and understand that they're still probably spawning at that point. So as soon as I pull out my Predator missile, I try and drop it on this guy, I miss it. Generally they're going to spawn in waves, and then they're going to switch spawns on Domination. Afghan is one of the maps that they really got the spawns right because they do switch quite often, and I enjoy that. So I kind of predict that at this point. I predict that they're going to be switching over to the A spawn and heading over to the B flag. And so I jump down, play an active role, and see if I can cut them off, and I think I did a pretty good job. Got my Harrier strike. So if you haven't already been able to tell, I stress spawns a lot, and I kind of tie it into map knowledge, but I think knowing and understanding spawn points on each map is going to help your game out quite a bit. Probably more than anything else, really. I mean, in terms of just being accurate with a gun, that just comes with time. But something like understanding and paying attention to where the enemies spawn on a map, that's something that you can pick up in just a couple games. TDM can be kind of tricky, but at the same time it can be pretty simple. It can be tricky in the fact that the spawns are constantly changing, but it can be pretty simple in the fact that it's pretty easy to predict spawns because if you look at the map, there's usually going to be a cluster of green arrows. That's your teammates, right? Generally on Team Deathmatch in Call of Duty, it's going to spawn you across from the team, right? So you look for the green cluster of arrows and then just anticipate that they're going to be spawning directly across from that. And if you run out of ammo, pick up a gun and no-scope somebody, because it makes you feel good. Alright, let's talk about switching up your positions. This is an example from Rundown, and I'm playing Domination, and we've got them pretty well pinned down inside their C spawn. I'm going to run up these stairs into this room of doom up here. There's always somebody up here. So I get an easy quick scope on this guy, and here I'm trying to see if I can find an enemy. I shoot at this guy and then immediately switch up my position to see if I can throw him off a little bit, and I'm rewarded with a nice little sexy collateral damage here. Collaterals are lucky, but you know, still make you feel cool. Okay, now I want to talk about taking the shot. So you never want to just not take the shot because you just assume that you're going to miss it. Here's an example on Afghan. This guy's going to jump off here in a minute, and I'm going to get a quick scope in midair. I could have easily just let him go and run to a different spot, but I was like, F that, man, I can hit him. So, I mean, you're going to miss every shot that you don't take, right? Last point I want to talk about is just simply improvise. Basically, just do what you have to do to stay alive. Don't pin yourself into thinking that you have to only use your weapon. If you run out of ammo, somebody drops a riot shield, pick it up, use it. Use what's right in front of you, whether that be cover, a weapon, your enemy's behavior. Just do what you got to do to survive. And I kind of want to close this out right now by saying that if you're having some frustration kind of incorporating any of these tactics in your gameplay, don't even trip. Like this week I've been playing nothing but Domination. I've been playing by myself, and I'm having a rough time, man. You play Domination by yourself, you're going to run into a lot of parties, and if you're aggressive all the time, it's not always going to work out. But the more you play, the more time you spend on each map and understanding and trying to incorporate these tactics, the better you'll get. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave some feedback. I'm out of here. Hey, come check out my channel. It's pretty sweet.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. There you'll find the latest updates from our premier directors and the Machinima Respawn team.